What is up, Finn fans? Got Rick, the Monkey Man, and Matthew in here already. Rick and the Monkey Man. They're the type of guys that show up to a party early, and then when you're not ready, are like, "Hey, man, where is everybody?" That's Rick and the Monkey Man. What's up, Flipside? What up, Dougie? Hey, man. Do you play Madden on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation? I play Madden on PlayStation. What's up, Hunter? What's up, Vladimir? What's up, Marky Mark? What's up, Tommy? How you doing, brother? We're going to be talking post-draft stuff today. What's up, Big Rich? What's up, Invisia? Francisco? Meat Cranium? I'm not a stud. What's up, Dominic? Jay Plankton? Francisco? 2021. He's dabbing on me. Midnight Rider. What's up, brother? Marky Mark says, what's up, Douglie? Gage, Diego, Daniel, Flores, and Greer have something up their sleeves with these trades. I think they just are trying to clear up dead cap space. And I think, honestly, that's what's happening right now, is they're just getting rid of the fat again. Yeah, Plenic? You got to help me pronounce your name. Sorry, I called you Plankton. Tacos on the Chiefs? Yeah. No one claimed them, though. No one claimed him. So we got to see how much they decide to pay him. What's up, Michael? What's up, Chris? Did I just wake up? No, I did not just wake up. I woke up a couple hours ago. But here's a fun fact for all you new subs. I have the worst allergies ever. And today in New Jersey, it's 74 degrees, which means pollen wants to just... So I am sounding like this. Platenic. I sound like this. And I got a lot of this. And I take all the allergy pills. Like, my eyes are itchy right now. I'm trying not to scratch my eyes. It's just, it's bad. It's bad. What's up, DM? How you doing, brother? Do you think the Finns will make the playoffs? Well, there is an extra playoff spot. I'm not one to say, we're going to the playoffs, we're going to the Super Bowl, we're doing all that stuff, because you set you guys know my motto. You set expectations high, you don't meet them, then all of a sudden everyone's pissed off, We had such a great team. Why didn't we make the playoffs? We should have won and da. So I will say this, though. You missed nothing, Sergio. I literally started 3 minutes ago. I'll say this. Top 5 offensive line, top 5 defensive line, they win the division. That's what I'm saying right now. You get a top 5 offensive line, top 5 defensive line, the Miami Dolphins will win the division. DDO, what's up? Y2VGA. Allergies suck, but fins up. Yes, allergies are the worst. I have to take like a hybrid of Claritin and Allegra. So they just don't work for me. Swisher Medical Suites. That's a good one. Me and my brother are in the building. Yes, Chief Bubba. Hey, Doug, who do you reckon is the starting D-line? Well, I don't want to spoil Monday's video. I made a mock depth chart, I guess you can call it, for the offense and defensive players. So I'm not going to talk too much about who I think the starters are, because that's for Monday's video. I will say this about the defense, though. I had a hard time saying who's going to play where. And the reason being is because Brian Flores loves to have everyone play everywhere. So you got like Shaq Lawson, Wilkins, Gotchow, Ogba. You got I got to cross some people off now. Avery Moss, Seiler, Raekwon Davis. That's pretty much a good defensive line there. But who's going to play where? They could play anywhere. They need the linebackers are even more of an enigma. You got Kyle Van Noy, Baker, McMillan, Beal, Ginkle, Aguavin, Roberts. We don't know who's going to play where. And same thing with the secondary. Byron Jones could play safety and corner. He might be moving around. Igbenogany, Needham, Tankersley, Howard, Webster, Rowe, McCain, Fedulum, and Jones, the guy we drafted. They all can play in all different positions. So it's just... And then Chief Bubba's asking, are we going to play a 3-4-4-3? They play 3-4-4-3, 5-2. They play the roaming defense where everyone but one guy standing up. It's... You don't know. You just don't know. 1 + 2 = 4. Says who, Danny? You tell me where that's the truth. 162 in the building. Well, we got 25 thumbs ups. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, everybody. Do you think we should take advantage of Parker's great season last season and trade him for more picks with Green Bay Packers? They might do it after this year if Preston Williams shows up, but you just gave him a new contract maybe about 7 months ago. So no, I don't think that will happen. What's up, Tommy? But and now, even though the Packers are in dire need of some talent because they didn't draft one wide receiver. They need a wide receiver, and they didn't draft one wide receiver. First round, all these Packer fans thought quarterback, wide receiver, trade up with the Miami Dolphins. Oh my God, we're going to take a wide receiver. Boom. Jordan Love. JT with the $2 donation. Fins up. Let's go. Woo! Thank you, JT, for the donation, brother. Yes, John, it's going to be a mixed up D. Have we started scouting? Oh, gosh. Level 2 noob. Come on, man. Give the man a chance. Level 2 noob. That's the thing. I get people being like apprehensive about Tua and his injury, but there's just some unrealistic people out there. Like level 2 noob just won't get off of the fact that Tua had a hip injury and is just so stuck on the fact of, bro, we got to draft a quarterback next year. Friends front 7, aka the hit squad. We can't Jakeem Grant like Jakira. You gotta have to rephrase that. Jakeem. Yeah, I got nothing on that one. Perry is going to be good in the Wildcat. I don't think the Dolphins are going to run the Wildcat. They might run some type of form of the Wildcat, but I'm excited to see Perry play. I'm excited to see what Perry can do in this offense. It's gonna be nice. Please stop the give to a Marino 13. Not happening. Yeah, Esteban. It's not happening. Yes, I did, Chief Bubba, and I answered it. Oh, that one. Holy snap, Doug. Here's the real question. What if Preston Williams goes over 1,000 yards and Parker goes over 1,000 yards? How would that go? Well, Preston Williams is still under a rookie contract, so we get him for another... Not a rookie. Yeah, I think we get him for another 2 years for nothing. And then by the time it's time to pay Preston Williams, Parker would be due for a new contract or his money wouldn't be fully guaranteed. So that would be a perfect situation, Chief Bubba. It would be an absolute perfect situation. Let me look up Preston Williams' contract. I know for a fact Devontae Parker only gets about 2 years guaranteed. So we got Preston Williams locked up until 2022. So after next year is his contract year. So if he balls out this year, then next year they could talk about potentially re-signing him, but they still have him under contract next year. Devontae Parker, I think his guarantee goes away. Let me see. After this year. They have a potential out this year. So if he doesn't do great this year, they have a potential out, and the dead cap is it's about $8 million. In 2022, the dead cap is about $5 million. They set it up really well. Really well. If a quarterback has a bad number, the game is just unwatchable. If Tua gets 4, I'm going to hurt myself. I've never heard of that before, Hunter. It's very interesting. I've never heard of that before. What's your post-draft AFC East power ranking? Uh, that's a hard one. Just because it's like asking me what the Dolphins record is going to be. You just don't know. There's a lot of variables going into a team, going into the season, going into a lot of things that can completely swing a team. You know, look at the Miami Dolphins in 2008. Going into that season with the new head coach, no one thought that this team was going to do anything. But then all of a sudden, Tom Brady goes down week 1, and the division just becomes a little bit open. You had the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Patriots all fighting for the division in 2008. You never know. So the Dolphins could be vying for, a playoff spot, and all of a sudden an injury could happen. They could start to be successful, this, that, and all of a sudden just take off. But 2 in the game this season, no. Javon Brown. I'm not putting him in the in this season. Maybe later in the season, like if we're out of the playoffs or clinch the playoffs. But no. I want this man to learn to grow and to not feel the pressure of I need to produce now. That's what kills quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks. You come into this league and they throw you in and they're like, it's like throwing someone in the deep end, which Brian Flores has talked about time and time again, that he's not one to do that. He's not one to throw someone out there and have them learn by just, oh, you're going to learn from your mistakes. Just learn. And he said that in a ton of press conferences when he was talking about Josh Rosen. He's not one to do that. He's not one to throw someone out there and you'll learn. And this is because it'll start to mess with your psyche. It'll start to mess with you. So no, I'm not throwing Tua out there until he's ready. And for me personally, I think you give him this year to learn behind Fitz, and you give him next year's draft, which we could add more talent on the offense, defensive line, wide. We have, I think it's 10 draft picks next year, and we're going to have about 80 million under the cap. This team will be even more ready for Tua in 2021. So I'm not one for having him start this year, but I'm not going to say he won't go into the game. I'm not going to be 100% on. I feel like he shouldn't. But it all depends. If all of a sudden Rosen's not on the team anymore and Tua's a backup, it's a very good possibility he gets in the game. Because I will say this, as much as I like Fitz and as much as I think he's dynamic and he could do his thing, he's old. And that arm starts to give out after a while. So I don't know if he'll make a full season. Anybody concerned that most drafted players never play a full season last year? Groin injuries never really heal. A torn up shoulder on a safety is not good. Why are they taking so many chances? It's all I guess luck, you can say it, because I've talked about when I was talking about before the draft about Tua and his injuries, that there was players in college that had a ton of injuries. Frank Gore had 3 knee injuries. Curtis Martin had a ton of injuries. Come into the NFL, and they're the most durable players. Then you have players in the college that were never injured, come into the NFL and are constantly injured. So it's all luck. Red, just repost it again, because there's no way I'm going to be scrolling all the way back. Fitz has a record of sucking the second year. Does he start then? You can't. No, and if that's the case, but no, you can't go by that. There's 250 in here. Calm down. Wait, what happened? What happened? Why is somebody telling Danny to calm down? I didn't even see what Danny said. Yo, Doug, what about Josh Rosen? Julio, I think Josh Rosen should compete. I think Josh Rosen will go into training camp. I think Josh Rosen will go into OTAs, all that stuff preseason. I think he'll compete. Me and Josh Houts talked about this. Go back and watch that video where we said we want them to compete, and it'd be nice to have all 3 of them on the roster. Then next year have Tua and Josh Rosen as the quarterbacks. Who do I think is Tua's comparison? Probably like a Russell Wilson. Yeah, because him and Russell Wilson are small. They're about the same height. I think he's actually a little taller than Russell Wilson. They both have that accuracy and the smarts. They both have that speed. It's not crazy speed, but they can get out and do their thing. Long was never hurt in college, and he played, and he couldn't stay healthy in the NFL. Just shows injuries in college matter. Just goes to show injuries in college matter, and it's something you should be concerned about, but they never pop up again. Long. Let me just make sure I read that right. Long was never hurt in college, and he could stay. Do you mean he couldn't stay healthy, Hunter? Because Long got hurt a lot in the NFL, and that was his biggest fault. The Triple S podcast with a $7 donation. Doug, what do you think of Tua's rocking number 2? If Matt Hack is willing to give it up and go back to 16, let's start the Tua's Tagovailoa hype train. I think there already is a 16. So if Matt did that, he would have to find another number because I think somebody already has 16. Doug, I think you'll be seeing Tua is in increasing amounts as the season goes on. If Fitz plays well, even if it happens, I think Tua could even start the last game of the season, especially if we are eliminated, as a possibility. But like I said, it all depends on where Josh Rosen is. If Josh Rosen is still on the team, then I don't know how much he'll see because you have Josh Rosen there. It all depends on what happens with Josh Rosen. That's my God's honest assessment on that one. Doug, who are the most excited to see play instantly or in the future from the undrafted free agents or free agency? And free agency. Kyle Van Noy for free agency and Shaq Lawson and Agba. I want to see those 3 guys play really bad. I kind of know what I'm getting out of Byron Jones, so I'm not too like I'm excited, but I'm not like, ooh, what can he do? APK, are you talking to me? Because I'm talking about giving Rosen a chance. So I don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else in the chat, APK. For the undrafted guys, I'm interested to see what Matt Cole, Tyson Redder, and Kirk Merritt can do. I'm really interested in see what they can do. Doug, what about Rosen playing great? What do we do next year? If Rosen plays great, because then that means we have. It's always better to have competition or I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. It's good to have that difficulty, right? Oh my God, Rosen's playing great, Tua's playing great. Who are we going to start? I prefer to have that than who the heck are we going to play a quarterback? We have no quarterback. But again, there's some things I need to address. One, Rosen deserves his shot. Rosen deserves a shot behind a better offensive line. Rosen deserves a shot with this team. Rosen deserves to show if he can still do it with with a better team. 2, I made thank you, quarterback dilemma. See you. I made a video yesterday talking about Charles Harris getting traded, and I said, it's a good move by Chris Greer. Yes, it was Chris Greer who drafted him, but it was more Adam Gase who drafted him and Mike Tannenbaum. And then he talked about some of the picks that I didn't like. And one of them was Mike Gesicki. And I had to explain myself about 500 times in the comment section on why I did not like the Mike Gesicki pick. Now, you guys have known that for last season, going into last season, I said Mike Gesicki is going to be a breakout player. I really think he's going to do great. I like Mike Gesicki. I think Mike Gesicki is going to be a very dynamic tight end for us. When we drafted Mike Gesicki, when it was time to make our pick in the 2nd round that year, I did not like the pick. I was like, all right, cool. Let's see what this dude can do. But you had Godert there, who was a well-rounded tight end. And then you have Mike Gesicki, who can't block, who doesn't like the physicality of football, but a great pass-catching tight end. I didn't like the pick. Do I like Gesicki now? Yeah. I've said it time and time again. His rookie year showed that the physicality of football can really kick his ass. But at the time of picking Mike Gesicki, I wasn't a big fan. And you could tell the Dolphins knew he had a lot of flaws and knew he needed a lot of help, because then why would they take Smythe in the 5th round to compensate for what Gesicki can't do? You don't take that in the 2nd round, in my personal opinion. You had Godert there. You should have took Godert, who ended up playing really well for the Eagles and is still playing really well-rounded tight end. That was my thought process. Again, never said I didn't like Gesicki. Never said I don't like Gesicki. Just didn't like the pick. Felt like there was a better option there. Are we good at center? Francisco says, yeah, Ted Karras. I like him a lot. Dieter also can play center. We have, I have it written down. Sutherland also. We picked up some other centers. Center's pretty good for now. We'll see how it goes. See if people are paying attention. We welcome your feedback. If your questions were missed, please rewrite to Dougley on Twitter with your comment pecan of the day. Thank you, Sharif. If I miss it because I talk about rants, just pop it up again, and I'll get to it. Tua reminds me of a rookie Dak Prescott. I gotta watch rookie Dak Prescott. Being that he's not a Dolphin, I didn't really notice him. Fitz is not that accurate when under pressure. Tua is more accurate than Fitz, but Fitz has that knowledge. Put Tua in. I'd rather ride or die with Tua. You put Tua in and he gets injured, or you put Tua in and he starts playing bad because the offensive line isn't gelling yet, because you have literally brand new you're going to have 4 brand new offensive linemen that need to gel together. You put Tua in day 1, or you put Tua in and he starts to struggle. I do not want to hear it from Tua fans and from people that I don't want to hear the excuses then. I do not want to hear any of the excuses. Oh, the offensive line sucks. He never has time. I don't want to hear it. You want this man to play day 1. You want this man to play year 1. I do not want to hear any of the excuses. None. 0. I don't want to hear it. If I start saying Tua's struggling here, Tua's struggling here, and you comment below my video, well, that's because I don't want to hear it. You want the man to play so bad year 1, then you need to deal with him struggling, and you need to deal with him potentially taking bad sacks. Do not want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Spikeback Gaming says Jason Peters isn't asking for a lot. What if we sign Peters to mentor Jackson? Jackson isn't near ready to start. That's not a bad idea. We got about $10 million in cap space after making the moves we did. That's not a bad idea. Sorry, guys, allergies. Smith says, DDW, your thoughts on our wide receiver depth? How do we attack defenses next year? I like our wide receiver depth a lot. It all depends on if Jakeem Grant can stay healthy, and it all depends on if Albert Wilson is still on the team. That's what it all depends on. Offensive line has to get sorted first. 100%. 100%. If you want the rookie to learn from his mistakes, we would have rode it out with Chosen Rosen. Great one. I don't want to hear that nonsense neither. Thank you, great one. $5 donation. Everyone, great ones in the chat. If you guys don't know about Great Ones before, go check him out. Great channel, great voice. He breaks down stuff. He's very accurate. Great one. How do you feel about the Dolphins not drafting a kicker? Doug, thank you for seeing my comment. I wish I could send some money, but finances are tough right now. I'm struggling. Even $2 is tough. Do not, guys. I will say this, and I say this all the time. Your support of hitting that like button, watching this stream, watching my videos, commenting, and liking the videos is all I ever need. To go out and buy my merch, to become a Patreon, to donate in my live streams, I never ask nor demand you guys to do that. Don't ever, ever, ever feel like you need to do those things to get my attention, to get me to answer your questions, any of that stuff. If you want me to answer your question in a live stream, do that thing where it's like an orange DouglieDoWrong, and I'll try to get it as quickly as I can, but don't ever feel like you need to give me money, need to donate, need to buy my merch, need to become a Patreon. That's all just stuff to help you. My merch, fun fact about my merch. If you guys know how Teespring works, sorry, I'm rubbing my face. If you guys know how Teespring works, training camp didn't start, but they aren't going to get, they're going to get the extra back kicker. If you know how Teespring works, you set a price for your merchandise, but there's a limit to where you get a profit. I have mine so bare minimum at the profit that I'm probably making about 50 cents on the shirts you and hoodies you buy, because I'd prefer you guys to be able to afford it than me making money off of it. So don't ever feel like you guys need to donate or any of that stuff. Just as long as you're watching, hitting that thumbs up and commenting, I'm good with that. The pets of the past. Xavier hasn't played a full 16 games. If Xavier Howard can do what Devontae Parker did last year, this secondary is going to be ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Who will be the number one corner at the end of the year? It with this defense, it all depends, because everyone's going to be moving around. So it all depends. I ain't trading X. I am not trading X. If they were going to, they would have done it by now. If they let Rosen play 8 games and Tua play 8 games, whoever gets the better stats wins. Hassan, that's a little unfair, though, because say Rosen plays 8 games against an inferior defensive line or inferior defense, and then Tua plays 8 games against a better defensive line and defense. You just got to let it play out. Will Xavier Howard start this season? Yeah. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Level 2 noob. Talked about what? 1 or 2 guys staying healthy. Everyone else is healthy. Negativity. It's just you could feel it radiating. Should I get a Tua jersey? I will say this. I've stopped buying people on the teams now, active players jerseys a long time ago. I do not buy active players jerseys anymore. I buy retired Hall of Famers, all that stuff. Get a Zonka, get a Chambers, get a, Zach Thomas, get a Jason Taylor. I do not buy active players because no. What's up, Tina? I didn't see you there. Well, she gave a thumbs down because I didn't see her. Can't understand. I got 368 people here. I didn't see it, but all right. Streets of Rage 4 coming out, dog. Oh, we'll definitely play that. Great one. We'll definitely play that. I'd like a Zach Thomas jersey. Yeah, they have some more throwbacks on the NFL shop. That's where I get a lot of my stuff, is NFL shop. Doug, what do you think about Tua wearing the number 8, but both Steve Young and Mark Brunell, both left-handers, wore the number 8 very well? I think I said this in a post, I think it was on Facebook or something, that you could tell that we are dying for some type of sport, because we are like fascinated and obsessed over what number this man's going to wear. Like, to me, it really doesn't matter. I don't really care what number Tua wears. I don't. It doesn't matter to me at all. I don't care what one he's going to wear. Thank you, Evan. True with the great lefties. I will buy Tua jersey. He can have number 5 because Jason Sanders won't be on the team much longer. Great one. Great one wants a new kicker. Bad. Think the Pats have it in them to tank for Trevor Lawrence? No, Smith. There is no way on God's green earth Bill Belichick can tank for anybody. No way. He just doesn't have it in him. Yo, some of us real fans are real effing upset. I hear some of them are talking Super Bowl LAMFO. The team didn't even have a damn practice yet. Half of the roster is new. They have to get used to a new DC. Yeah. if you guys are excited and think you like the roster on paper, and you think this team can be super competitive, and you think the team is going to be in the Super Bowl, all that stuff, more power to you. That's not me. I don't like setting expectations too high, because I've said it time and time again. The fall hurts. It hurts bad falling. Ask the 2009 Miami Dolphins. Ask the 2017 Miami Dolphins. You are up there. You made the playoffs. You won the division. You're up there, and then you suck. You don't even like break 500. I don't like staying up there. Rather be surprised than let down. That's why every time somebody asks me what is your prediction for the record this season, I want to see growth. I want to see them getting better. So for me personally, if they go 8-8, I'm cool. 3 games better, even 9-7. That potentially gets you in the playoffs, especially with the extra playoff spot. 9-7, 8-8. I'm happy with that, but I don't know. Get to the playoffs. I mean, to Super Bowl. I don't know. Not saying it won't happen. It can happen, but it's just, I don't know. 3 straight losses, and we will see Tua. Again, Reggie, it depends on if Rosen's still on the team. If Fitz, Rosen, and Tua are still on the team, you probably see Rosen before you see Tua this year. Russell, nothing's wrong with Sanders. Great one. Just he likes busting my balls. Hey, Sean, the Dolphins did get a roster spot for the Brazilian Beto. All overseas international players get an exempt spot on the roster, so he doesn't count for a spot on the roster. Yeah, growth is more important right now, more than actual wins. I want competitive in everyone. Well, I want wins too. What's up, potato on internet? I do want wins, but I'm not setting the expectations that, we're going to the Super Bowl. That's it. Look at this team. We got a great team. We're going to the Super Bowl. Because yes, we have a great team on paper. Yes, I like the additions on paper, but everything has to gel. We had one of the worst teams statistically last year. So to think that adding like Eric Flowers, Ted Karras, we draft Austin Jackson, who is he's going to take a minute because he's raw. He's young, but he's raw. We add Hunt on the offensive line. We got Jesse Davis. To think that they're instantly going to play better and instantly this team is going to, have a 1,000-yard rusher and throw for 5,000 yards, and it's just you're setting yourself up for failure. It's going to take a minute. It's honestly going to take a minute. Same thing with the defensive line. We couldn't stop the run and get after the quarterback if our lives depended on it. Yes, adding Agba, Shaq Lawson, and Raekwon Davis is going to help. And even Kyle Van Noy, the linebacker unit, this is going to help this team. But to think that they're going to take such a huge, drastic jump when a lot of them might have to learn a new style of defense, it's going to take a minute. So if the season starts and the Dolphins go, 2-2, 1-3, that's not unrealistic. It takes about 5 games, 4 or 5 games for the team to start to get acclimated to the new offense, to the new defense, to the new coaches. Take on top of that they can't meet up yet. We don't know when they're going to meet up. It might take a little longer. But I will say this. Every team is dealing with that. Every team is dealing with that. Hey, Doug, I got a question for you. Did the Dolphins make the Brazilian guy, did they move him back from offense to defense again? Sean, I think he's still on defense. I think he's still a DT. I know they tried to, have him go on the offensive side on guard, but I think he's back on DT. Tanked for Travis. What 2021 flashy draft picks are you hopeful for? I don't even know. I don't start looking at the draft until after the Super Bowl. Is when I start looking at the drafts. Dolphins need to announce that Tua will be redshirted this year just to shut Tua turns up. Don't worry, Tua turns. You will get your chance to destroy him. Goals are too high. It's people are so split on Tua. Doug, do you think with these releases, do you think they're going to bring in someone like Clowney? No. If they wanted Clowney, they would have brought him in by now, in all honesty. Are the Bills D that much better than Miami, like everyone claims? The Bills defense, they had the second best defense in the NFL last year. the Buffalo Bills. But I will say this, the Miami Dolphins went up to Buffalo, and if it wasn't for that interception on the goal line by Fitz, they would have won that game in Buffalo. So to say Miami can't beat Buffalo, no, they almost beat them. One bad play cost them that game. Please find me Cruz with a $5 donation. Hey, Doug, love you, man. Take my money. Oh, and quick question. Do you think X will be gone next year if he doesn't stay healthy? Thanks for the $5 donation. Please find me Cruz. If he can't stay healthy, it's not going to help him. It's not going to help him. Let me look up his contract. What's up, J Mac? So with Xavier Howard, they have an out after 2021. So this year he's on this team regardless. This year he's getting about 13 million this year. Next year he's getting another 13 million. After that, they can cut him. It's only going to cost about 2 million to cut him. So he gets about 2 years on the team. This year and next year. If he can't stay healthy and produce, he'll probably be gone. We have him under contract until 2024, but after 2021, if he can't stay healthy and he can't continue to play at the level he did, they'll probably release him. Craig, with the $5 donation, thank you so much, bud. Welcome your feedback. If your questions were missed, oh, thank you, Sharif. Miami Dolphins can beat Buffalo this year if they play discipline and gain chemistry fast. 100%, Mark. 100%. Like I said, they almost beat Buffalo in Buffalo if it wasn't for one bad interception. They were actually really playing well against Buffalo. Not a lot of people expected that. Hey, Doug, what are the odds Flores wins Coach of the Year? Pretty good, in my opinion. He did really well last year with an inferior team, and he beat 5 teams. No one thought the Dolphins were going to win any games. Glad Ravens snatched DK because we would have never ended up with the Raekwon. Obviously, Flo was ecstatic. Yes, Eric. You talk about J.K. Dobbins? Yes. I liked the pick of Raekwon Davis. I would have liked J.K. Dobbins. But, yeah, you could tell by Flores' reaction. He was super, super pumped for Raekwon Davis. Do you think 2 AFC East teams will make the playoffs this season? Yes, David. I do. I think this division's starting to get really good again. Will it be the Patriots? I don't know. I honestly think Andy Dalton might be going to New England. I really do think that Andy Dalton might be going to New England. I don't think Cam Newton fits that style that they're doing. Cam Newton seems like more of a run-first-ish quarterback, whereas Andy Dalton's more of a pocket presence, and I feel like that's the style of offense that the Patriots are running. So I think Andy Dalton is probably going to New England. If not, I guess they're going to stick with that young guy. Need to sit, build our O-line up next year. Agree. Dwight with the $5 donation. What are your thoughts on Gregory Rousseau from Miami getting 15 sacks this past season? From Miami University, Dwight? Don't speak it into existence. What's up, Doug? What I missed? Not much, Shake Money. Just talking some post-draft Miami Dolphins football. If the Patriots trade for Aaron Rodgers, holy crap. If the Patriots trade for Aaron Rodgers, then we got to deal with Aaron Rodgers twice a year. And I love Aaron Rodgers. I want a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. Miami Hurricanes. He's a good player. If we, it would be very smart for Miami to get Rosen some good play time and raise up his value a lot. It's a possibility. Eric Fournette, they tried to, I heard. They tried to go after Eric Fournette. Eric Fournette. It is Eric Fournette, right? Fournette, the running back from Jacksonville. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So Fournette's not going to be on the Jags for much longer if they can find a trade partner. But they were asking for too much, and that's why the Dolphins got Matt from the 49ers. Tank for a lemon, especially in water with some lemon. That's pretty good. Andy Dalton would be a good backup to Garoppolo. Yeah, he would. Hi, I'm a fan from Mexico. There was various reports saying that Miami was coming to Mexico, but now other reports say they are going to London. Do you know where they're going? They're going to London. Unfortunately, it came out that they're playing the overseas game in London. I was hoping they would go to Mexico because it's not that much of a travel. But the Dolphins are going overseas to London. Worst season ever to not have a season, right? The talks are that worst case scenario, the season starts in October and will go into February, which is going to shift a lot of things. But that's what the talks is worst case. There will be a season, but it will start in October. AJ with a $5 donation. Is there a player or position that you think we need to pull the trigger and trade for at the moment? I'm just worried about the offensive line. Austin Jackson, Flowers, Karras, Hunt, Jesse Davis. I don't know how. I gotta see everyone play in pads. I gotta see how they're gonna practice. I gotta see how they play against each other. That's my biggest worry is left tackle right now. The Austin Jackson pick at 18, I saw coming. I would have liked Wirfs to fall, but once Tampa Bay traded in front of the 49ers, you were just like, they're gonna take him. I would have liked to see some type of offensive lineman or some type of movement, either trading up or something to get one. But yeah, it's the left tackle still worries me. Austin Jackson's raw. He's 20. He's young. He's got the physical traits. He's got the attributes you want. It's just his technique is raw. So it's more the left tackle that worries me. And a lot of people say Tua's a lefty. He needs a right tackle. Well, he's not playing this year. Yeah, Ford knew that inside out. People don't talk enough about him. Tua's a lefty. We need a guy. He literally said that. I didn't even read David's, and I knew somebody was going to say to me that Tua's a lefty. We need a right tackle, not a left tackle. Tua's not going to be playing much this year. I said it all during the draft too. We'll get our starting right tackle if Jesse Davis doesn't show to be the answer in next year's draft when Tua will start in 2021. I knew someone was going to say it. Tua's a lefty. I know, but he's not playing this year. What are your thoughts on the Bengals starting Burrow week 1? You better hope and pray that the kid can take a beating or can take abuse from a defense and not mess with him mentally. That's what I will say, because I hope you can hear this motorcycle riding by. Because sometimes fire by fruition, or whatever the saying is, I don't know what the saying is, doesn't help a player, especially a quarterback. You throw him out there and he's just getting pummeled. Because the biggest thing coming out of the college season, even going into the college season, even halfway through, there goes the motorcycle, halfway through the season, college season, was that, Tua has everything. Tua has the offensive line, the wide receivers, the defense. No one really talked about that with Joe Burrow, that the man had time and time and time and time to throw the ball. So if all of a sudden you throw trial by fire, thank you, Week Beth, you throw him out there and he starts to struggle and he starts to get sacked and he starts to, he's not used to this, not used to the constant pressure and stuff. It might affect his play a lot. Doug, who starts on defensive line? I'm going to talk about that in Monday's video. I don't want to ruin it yet. I want to talk about that in Monday's video. That's the one thing I like. When it's nice out, that's all fine and dandy, but I hate how loud people are when it's nice out, especially the motorcycles that just like to roar by. Drive me nuts. I'm so glad we didn't trade the house for Burrow. He's all hype. 1 year is not enough for sample size. I've seen this story before. I'm glad they didn't trade up for anybody. I'm so glad they stayed where they are. How do you feel about Dieter? I like Dieter, Jeremy. I think he needs to grow a little bit more. He needs to learn a little bit more, but he's going to stay on the team. And I think he might produce into a really good guard. Or he might become the next center for the Dolphins when Ted Karras is gone. What about NFL Saturday and Sunday if college doesn't play according to the NFL? That's a possibility, Craig. More NFL football for us fans. I'm totally down for Doug's been thinking it over, and I'm allowing Tua to wear 6. Pat White, Pat 8. I can't wait to see the Dolphins play a game. You and me both, Tommy. Hopefully, we can see one. Joe Burrow can get broke up like Daniel Jones if they rush him. Yeah. What do you think about the linemen next year? To ask me about the draft or free agency next year is just I don't get ready for that stuff until the end of the NFL season. So like I'm not even looking at NFL college players when it comes to who are the sexy running backs, wide receivers, offensive, because for one, if there's no season, you're going off of a lot, and they might even stay for an extra year. So you don't even know who's going to be available. And a lot of things can happen. Injuries can happen. They can regress. They can get better. A lot of things can happen. So to ask about it now is just too soon. That's why watching people do the too soon mock drafts, it's like, yeah, it's way too soon. Way too soon. Which running back would you start week 1? Trevor, I don't think they really have like a starting running back. They more do like a running back by commission type thing. Because everyone likes to say like, oh, look, Frank Gore started over Kenyon Drake. When you look at the carries in each game, they both had equal amount of carries. It's all situational running. So Howard and Breda are going to both have situational running. It's a little too soon, NATO. We have no idea what the season's going to bring. Worried about our linebackers. We need another. I don't think so, Miko. I think the Dolphins linebacker core is deep, really deep. Like I said, just I'll raffle off a bunch of names. Kyle Van Noy, Baker, McMillan, Beagle, Ginkle, Aguavin, Roberts. It's about 7 linebackers right there. I think the linebacker core is pretty deep. Do you see Malcolm Perry working out? Yeah. 7th round pick. It doesn't hurt to take him. Doug, you need a reef tank behind you for spectators. Best front 7 in the NFL. You want me to say what the best front 7 in the NFL is, or do you think the Dolphins are going to have the best front 7? Shake Money says, I love K Flex's theory. Give him number 9 to symbolize we finally got our Drew Brees. That's not bad. That's not bad. Tua should take 5. Takes no talent for championship. So why do we want Swift, Dobbins, McKinney, Ashton? Why do we want all-stars if it takes no talent? What takes no talent stands for, Sharif, is not it takes no talent to be good, or like we shouldn't add talent to the team. It means it takes no talent to be disciplined. It takes no talent to not false start, not hold, not to do these things. And that's why whenever you committed a penalty in training camp, you ran to the TNT wall. Whenever there was a false start, whenever you messed up on your route, whenever you messed up on your coverage. Takes no talent talks about being disciplined. It takes no talent to be disciplined. That's what that means. Tua needs to take number 1. Williams, that's kind of sus. I think William might just be a little bit of a troll. Just a little bit of a troll. What games are you looking forward to watching the most? Good question. Let me pull up who they're playing. I'll talk about who I'm excited to see them play the most. So home, we got the division. And then we got the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Rams, Seattle. I'm interested to see another Tua versus Burrow, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. And then away, we're facing the Jags, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Cardinals, and the 49ers. I'm always interested to see them play a division team. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, brother? I want to see. It sucks that we're home for that one. I'm interested to see how they do against these teams that were really good last year. That's what I'm interested to see. That's some matchups that I want to see, how they measure up to teams that were good last year: 49ers, Seattle, Chiefs. That's about it. That's the other thing. Like, people are so like scared of our schedule and think that our schedule is going to be so hard next year. And you look at some of the teams, the Chiefs, the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Patriots and the Bills are the only playoff teams we'll be playing. It's 5. Other than that, the Raiders don't scare me, the Broncos don't scare me, the Jaguars don't scare me, the Jets don't scare me, the Rams don't scare me, the Chargers don't scare me, the Bengals don't scare me, and the Cardinals don't really scare me either. So you look at the schedule, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, we have such a hard schedule." Not really. 5 teams are playoff winning teams. 2 of the teams we're playing the Super Bowl teams. Other than that, it's like it doesn't really scare me. It could be super competitive, and we might surprise some of those 5 teams. So you never know. I'm going to keep asking, what happened in your opinion if Rosen plays great? What happens? I answered that, Roberto. I answered that already. Can't wait for the Patriots. Doug, do you kind of wish that we were in the AFC South with Jacksonville, Houston, and Indianapolis Colts to the East? So, Anthony, sometimes it super confuses me how the divisions work out. Doug, can you do a video about our new offensive line coach and the players and how they fit the scheme? Yeah, Vic, for sure. It's a good idea, actually. Hey, Doug, can you teach us how to Dougie? I don't even know how to Dougie, Jack. That used to be a thing back in the day. I remember I was working at Best Buy. People used to say that stuff to me all the time. Nah, I had no idea. Hey, Doug, do you think you'll come to Miami and watch a home game? I'm hoping, Slim. I'm really hoping this year. That's the plan as soon as the schedule comes out. But we'll see how everything pans out, if I can even fly. Even the coaches ran to the TNT wall. Imagine how many times O'Shea and Charles Harris ran to the wall. Vegas odds 50/1. Yeah. If we trade him now, we could probably get a 4th for 2. Your name says it all. I think you should sing the fight song yet. No. I only do that during games. I only do that during games. What do you think we do with Rosen? He's going to compete. He's going to be on the team for training camp, OTAs. He's going to be on the team. He's going to be on the team in the season. Unless somebody gives the Dolphins a high enough draft pick to trade for him, he's going to be on the team. He's really cheap option. He costs nothing. He actually costs less than Fitz. You're too young for that, Doug. Too young for what? Joe, besides the Jets, 2011, who draft? Way too early, Miko. I'm not talking draft. We just did the draft. Well, you guys are looking at next year's draft. Let's look at the season. Who should we look forward to as a premier pass rusher? I'm really liking Agba. I really like what he did when he was healthy in Kansas City. Yeah. Shaq Lawson also could be super disruptive. Can you predict starters for Trench's offense and defense? Yeah, Shake Money. I got a video for that Monday where I try to give you guys my depth chart so far. LA is the strongest team, bro. Which one? Doug, if you had one chance to be on the NFL competition committee, how to be in the East? What about that right now? Because it just makes no sense. Because you have the AFC East being the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bills, and the Patriots. When you have the Patriots, the Bills, and the Jets on the Northeast. So I'd have the South be all of these teams. So, like, I wouldn't even have the Cowboys in the NFC East because it just makes no sense to have them down there. So the AFC South would be the Dolphins, the Jaguars, the Texans, and the Titans. And then the NFC South would be the Cowboys, the Saints, the Bucks, and the Falcons. That would be the NFC South. The AFC East would be the Ravens, the Jets, the Patriots, and the Bills. And the NFC East would be the Giants, the Eagles, the Redskins, and I would even throw probably the Bengals in there. Because you look at the map and it just makes sense that way. Just completely makes sense that way. Everything else is kind of pretty spot on, if you ask me. Except for the Rams being in the West. That makes no sense either. I put them probably in the North. All right, I'm gonna get out of it. Got about 5-10 minutes before I get out of here. I'll answer some more of you guys' questions and then we'll get out of here. The Jags, I like I said, I'd have them in the AFC South. And how did we let Taco go for a 7th? We didn't let Taco go for a 7th. We traded Charles Harris for a 7th. Taco was cut. Doug, I think we might have. Doug, do you see Perry used as the Wildcat chain? I see. Why am I getting asked the same questions over and over again? Yes, he's going to be that Swiss Army knife. He's going to be that Taysom Hill type player. Very, very excited to see him play. Do you think Preston Williams can develop into a number 1 receiver? Yes, I do, Russell. Yes, I do. Hopefully, he can bounce back from that injury. So curious about it. William, you're killing me here. Dougie, are you willing to play right tackle for us? Our weather down here is a lot better where you're at now. No, I'm not big enough. I played defensive end. I'm not big enough. Soft Taco, that's why he's gone. I don't trust the rookie safety. Do you think they'll address it with a free agent? Slim says. Which rookie are you talking about? You talking about Jones, Brandon Jones from Texas? I think that McCain and Rowe are going to be the starting safeties. But again, a lot of people are going to be moving around. So it's like to say who's the safety specifically is going to be hard to do. Weaver's going to be a beast if I won't be subscribing now. Wait, what? Yep, I concur, Jibling. I won't be subscribing now. What? I thought Taco did fine. Doug seems a little annoyed today. What do y'all think? I seem annoyed. Oh, I apologize if I seem annoyed. I don't mean to seem annoyed. Because he is annoyed with South Korea questions. Yeah, I had to time him out, Williams. He was a troll, and he just kept asking the most ridiculous questions. So I had to time him out. Who is the most sneaky good non-draft Dolphins draft pick? Probably the defensive end that was with the Patriots, Tyson Render. Definitely him, because Bill Belichick stopped his scouting, stopped his combine, stopped everything to talk to this guy, and the Dolphins came up and snatched him. Kirk Merritt was also a very good wide receiver that the Dolphins grabbed. I love this channel, Doug. You're a good dude. I blanks with you. Thanks, Slim. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, Kirk Merritt. Blame the hay fever, Doug. Yeah, it's the hay fever. I'm dying. What happens when someone gets hidden? They don't pop up anymore. Fitz cut by preseason saves the money to a number 14. I don't see that happening. I think that the Dolphins waited a lot for him to decide if he wanted to play to move on with a lot of stuff. So yeah. What's up, Jaden? How you doing, brother? If Miami wins the AFC East, are you going to shave your head? No. I won't shave my head. You do another fantasy this year, DW? Yeah, I think I'm only gonna do one league though. Last year I tried to do 2 and it got really like bungled up. So yeah, I'm only gonna do one. Provides good depth at the corner. Let's go Ravens. Oops, wrong channel. Matt Brady can catch and run. Sky's the limit merch. Yeah, I'm working on it. I might do something different with this because on the back it says stay classy, fins up. So I might do something different with this. But yeah, definitely. It's like they don't exist. Love it. Do you think the Pats are tanking for Trevor? Seems like a perfect time for them to do that. I honestly Bill Belichick will never tank. I think, he's won with Matt Castle. So, and Matt Castle ended up going and doing nothing with his career, really. So I honestly don't think he could do anything. Doug ate too much for lunch. He is now tired. Too many candy bars. Go on a bike ride. Well, actually, all I ate today was a bowl of cereal. That's all I ate today. Woke up, had a bowl of cereal, and then I had to prepare, make the thumbnail, set this setup up, do all this stuff. Does Miami stay with Xavier Howard since they drafted a corner? Yeah, because the corner they drafted can play multiple positions. Same thing with the safety they drafted. They like that that style. So yeah. But again, after I think next year, they can cut him without any repercussions. Do you ship merch to Ireland by any chance? See you. Yeah. They shipped overseas. Doug, I enjoyed the chat, but as you can see from my previous question, I personally think Tua will be a bust, and I'm afraid that they will keep him around because they pick him. A lot of people don't like Tua, and I get it. A lot of people think that Tua's injury. Now, Roberto, I got a question. Do you think he's a bust because of his injury, or do you not like his play? That's what I need more assessment from you, Roberto. Do you think it's because of the injury or because of the play? Xavier Howard will be with Miami all next season. Now, after that, he probably gets traded. Yeah, Marky, I think after 2022, they can move him and it won't cost much. I can definitely see Xavier with 5+ interceptions. Yeah. You need at least 3 good corners. There's a lot in the NFL nowadays. 100%, Jay Jason. 100%. Cesar Diaz, that'd be great. Don't like his play. See, I disagree with you there, Roberto. Disagree with you there. I think his play is probably one of the best. A lot of people like to say he went against bad defenses. He had all this stuff around him, but you still need to make the plays, So for Tua, I think his arm, his accuracy, his pocket presence, all that stuff, I think is great. I think is one of the best in his time in the college. For me, the thing that worries me is his injury. If he never had that injury, if he never had any injuries, and he was just constant, he would have been the hands down number 1 pick to Cincinnati. If the Miami Dolphins wanted him, they would have had to trade up to number 1. So I think, but hey, everyone has their opinion. I could end up being wrong, and he could be a horrible NFL quarterback. You read my comment from before, Anthony says. How far back, Anthony? Doug, if we don't have football this season, both pro and college, what happens to the supplemental draft and the 2020 NFL draft? I think you'll see that happen where with the supplemental draft coming up, a lot of college players might decide, hey, I need to come out in this draft because of the fact that there might not be a college season. So that might hurt them. So you might see a lot of people coming out. What's up, Turd Ferguson? How you doing, brother? Hate the stinking Jets. End up with so many good players I wanted. Hopefully Tua finishes his degree. He'll need Oh God. NFL will play on. What's up? What's up, Jose? Guys, Goodell is releasing his schedule this week coming up. Yeah, the 9th, May 9th. They said that the schedule will be released. So that will be next Saturday. The schedule will be released, is what they're saying. Tua will be an average quarterback. Depends on how good of an O-line. San Diego, I disagree. I think he has the arm, and I think he has the accuracy. I think he knows how to read a defense, pocket presence. He has all that stuff. Just the injuries. Nothing to do. Everything is locked down. Our Bill of Rights is under siege. Not gonna. I don't touch any of that stuff on this channel, because if I say one thing, I piss off the other half, and if I say the other, piss off the other half. I tend to stay away from that stuff. Jay Johnson. What's up, Ian? How you doing, brother? Besides our draft, I like Jags draft a lot. Yeah. Oh, what team did really good? Vikings had a good draft too. Cowboys stealing probably the number one wide receiver late was a good one. A lot of teams had good drafts this year. A lot of teams. There's some teams that had bad drafts. Like the Packers. The Packers draft was so bad. How do you not get Aaron Rodgers some threats? That's my quarterback. Floor 88-8, ceiling 11-5. Yeah, I agree with that. Dolphin secondary equals Aqua attack. Dolphin secondary on paper is very dangerous. I like their secondary a lot on paper, but there's only so long that you can cover a player. So if we don't get pressure on the quarterback, they'll be running around back there with the chicken their head cut off. At least they got AJ Dillon. Yeah. Packers draft well to troll their fan base. That's very true. That's very true. I can imagine if NFL is only on TV, the ad revenue will be huge. Yeah, but then you lose out on the ticket sales. You lose out on merch. You lose out on like concession sales and stuff. They'll still lose a lot of money. So in that case, say, I hope it doesn't happen, because then that means I don't go down to Miami and hang out with you guys. Say they do that where it's just on TV. One, it's going to be weird. It's going to be like watching a bunch of practices, and you'll be able to like really hear, and the home field advantage goes right out the window. And the other thing is the cap. Every year, the team-based cap goes up by a couple million, like 20 million or so. That might not happen. So a lot of teams depend on, the cap went up, we have more room to play with. That might not happen if there's no ticket sales, there's no concession sales, there's no merch, there's none of that stuff. Do you think Tyson Hill, dude, we got is going to be good or great in this offense? I think he'll be good, Joseph. I think he'll be good. Do you think the international games will be canceled because of the CV? It's a possibility, Turd Ferguson, which means every team that's going to be playing internationally will probably just get their home game back. What? I've heard that term before, Harwit, and I have no idea what it means. No idea what it means. I guess I'm too old. How sweet would it be to add Jamar Chase next year? Tua is going to be a fluke. If Xavier Howard makes Pro Bowl, I see 2+ first-round picks for him in a trade. But would you want to keep him? I don't know if I'd want to trade him. That man. If running backs are weakest position now, no, that's a good one. That's a good question, because I think a linebacker is a deep, wide receivers pretty deep, corners pretty deep, safety's a little suspect, but again, with this defense, they kind of go all around. Probably. Level 2 noob. That's the thing that I heard a lot when Tua was coming out, that when was the last Alabama good quarterback, or when was the last quarterback out of Alabama that did anything besides, whoever. You can't really go by that. You can't really go by who was the last good quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Because before Peyton Manning, name the last good quarterback out of Tennessee. Before Drew Brees, name the last quarterback out of Purdue. I can raffle off a list of colleges that didn't produce a good quarterback. Then all of a sudden, boom, you got Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. You got all these quarterbacks that all of a sudden are good out of a college that never produced a good quarterback. Maybe Tua is the first good quarterback out of Alabama. And all of a sudden, people will start to say, hey, name the last good quarterback, and there it is. Which team apart from the Dolphins has an under the radar good draft? I'd have to go look at everyone's draft. Jets had a really good draft. Sucks for me to say, but they took the Mekhi Becton that I liked, and they got some good players. But the Jets actually had a pretty good draft. Is Austin Jackson really going to be an above average left tackle? Jay Johnson, he has a ton of upside, ton of potential. He just got to put it all together. Brian Flores is the best coach we've had so far. We'll see, Jamie. I don't want to get my hopes too high on these head coaches after 1 year, but we'll see. I'm not worried about Tua breaking the streak. First good quarterback out of Alabama will be Joe Namath. Yeah, I'm not high on Joe Namath. I might sound dumb. I might sound like an idiot. I don't know. Joe Namath is different decade. I get that. It's a different decade, but I don't know about Joe Namath. Ryan Tannehill had potential for 7 years. Yeah, tell me about that. My problem is that Tua could not win the big game when he was the quarterback and had terrible stats in the fourth quarter. Roberto, but in the big game, he came in because Hurts was struggling and he won it. The reason the Alabama won that national championship was the throw that Tua made in overtime to win that game. So to say he can't win the big game, he came in and won the big game. Sean with the Child of the Nation, Stabler was from Alabama. Yeah, so was Joe Namath. I need my mods to help me out here. Cordell Tinkersley bus ticket. We'll see. Thank you, Vic. Appreciate that, brother. Do you see the Dolphins winning the division this year? It's possible. It is possible. A lot of things need to work out. A lot of things need to come together. I wouldn't say it's impossible. It is possible. Shout out Goucher Vlogs. Shout out to Goucher Vlogs. I think I said his name right. I didn't realize we were so many people hated Tua. That's just sad. Keep the same energy when we're winning. I'm trying to see both sides of the fence. I like Tua. I like that the Dolphins drafted him. I like that he can and hopefully will produce into a very good quarterback. But I can also see the other side of things. A lot of people don't like Tua because of the injury. A lot of people don't like Tua because they think, he's not as great. I don't agree. But he's our quarterback now. So I can't see Dolphin fans when Tua starts being like, oh God, I hope he does horrible so we can get him out of here. Because then that's when I'm like, you don't want to win? Buffalo starting rebuild. Before we need another draft to catch up with Buffalo. Buffalo, it did things right. Almost 400 in the chat. You're the man, Dougie. Fins up. Thank you, Eric. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, everybody. We're about 17 away from 200. I'm going to hang out. I stayed longer than I thought I would. I'm going to hang out for about another 15, 20 minutes. Answer some more of your guys' questions about the draft, free agency, the team in a whole. Hang out with my dudes. As long as the Finns finish at the bottom, most important than us winning the division. What? As long as the Finns finish at the bottom, more important than us winning the division. Do you mean to say as long as the Finns don't finish at the bottom? Hashtag not my quarterback. Our coach will catch us up with Buffalo. Yeah. I like Brian Flores. I don't want to get too high on Brian Flores. I don't want to get too excited because the last time I got this excited, we fell on our face. So I'm trying to level out my expectations. As a Miami lifelong fan, I wanted Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow, but Tua is our quarterback and I will support him 110%. Now, I feel like 90% of the Dolphins fan base feels the same way that Marky Mark feels. That, yeah, I didn't want him, but he's our guy now. Let's give him a chance. That's how I was with Josh Rosen. That's how I still am with Josh Rosen. If you guys go back and watch my video pre-draft, and all the rumors came out that the oh, you said Pat's shell protector? Sorry. I gotta read it. I gotta, just a side note, I gotta read these comments quick because they start moving. So I gotta read these quick. And if I read them wrong, I do apologize from the bottom of my heart. I hope he wins every game, Doug. See, like Roberto, and these are, like I said, about 95% of the fans are like Roberto and all these other guys where they didn't want Tua, but he's our quarterback now. Give the man a chance. I want to win. Alton Tripp with the $5 donation, he says, "You rock." No, Alton, you rock, brother. Thank you for the $5 donation. That's how a lot of the fan base is. I'd say more than the majority. I'd say, like I said, about 95%. They didn't want Tua. They have their reservations about Tua. They don't like Tua, whatever. But he's now a Miami Dolphin quarterback. So they're like, let's see what he can do. I'll give him a shot. And if they're wrong, they'll be like, hey, I'm happy I'm wrong here. That's a huge majority of the Dolphins fan base, is they didn't want Tua. Now he's ours. We need to do something. I was like that with Rosen. If you guys go back and watch pre-draft videos last year, and the rumors came out that the Dolphins were trading for Josh Rosen, I was like, no. I do not want to trade for Josh Rosen. I don't want any part of Josh Rosen, this, and that. Then the Dolphins traded for Josh Rosen, and I was upset. I didn't want Josh Rosen. I didn't want any of that stuff. But now I'm like, and then after, if you watch the video after there, and I looked at some of his tape, and I was like, all right, let's give the man a chance. You know, it's unacceptable too as a Dolphin. Players are wishing this kid to fail, saying he's brittle. I just don't understand it. I didn't like Tannehill at draft, but supported him until the time was up. Exactly. Aaron Prince with the $5 donation, going to first Fins game ever in Buffalo this year. Any tips or suggestion? You're going to Buffalo for a Fins game, Aaron Prince? It all depends on when you go. If you go later in the year, bundle up, because I heard Buffalo is ridiculous. Also, be careful of the fans in Buffalo. I'm not saying fans are bad or anything, but I'm always weary about wearing my colors in a different person's stadium, especially if the fans don't like your team. So, Aaron, be safe, dude. But if you're going to Miami, hopefully I'll see you there. You live in New York. Okay. So you probably deal with Buffalo fans all the time. I deal with Jet fans all the time. I haven't been to a Dolphins Jet game since I was like 9, and that's because they throw stuff at me. They threw stuff at me when I was 9. Bills Mafia is crazy. That's what I'm saying, Jamie. They're crazy. Did you see the one where the guy, like, they were doing a gender reveal and he put like his kid through a cake, like a cake table? What do you think of the future? Jakeem Grant will be on the team. He needs to stay healthy. Jakeem Grant has such promise and possibilities. He just needs to stay healthy. Doug, I just want us to continue to build the offensive line and turn it into meanness. Yes, 100%, AJ. I don't hate Tua. I'd like Tua to do well. I think he's made of glass. I don't think he will survive the NFL. It's not about hate. It's just about a bad pick. Level 2 noob, I know you mean well. We're having fun, making fun of each other. That's all this is. Just want to say that too. Just so you guys know, whenever I read your guys' comments, especially like the mean ones or the ones that call me stupid or say this or that, I never take it to heart. I consider all of you guys family. I consider all of you, we're all one big Dolphin family. And I never take any comment or anything to heart. I'm never really serious. If you guys notice, like before somebody said I was like in a bad mood, I'm never being serious. So if I ever come off like I'm being serious and you guys think like, wow, why are you, I'm not. And I apologize in advance if you guys think I was being serious. Like that person before that said I was in a bad mood, I wasn't being serious. And I do apologize if people do take me seriously. I always love having fun with you guys. You guys love messing with me. I love messing with you guys. It's just the dynamic we got. It's a big old brotherhood, big old family. It's hate forget that family. Can I borrow $20? Can I borrow $20? You think doing this pays? Level 2? You think this pays? Yeah, I need to borrow $20. I'm coming over for dinner. Level 2. What are you making tonight? What are you making for dinner? Colin Howard asked NFL to drop schedule on weekday instead of weekend for Channel 4 content. NFL said, okay, 5/7. Oh, so they're doing it on the 7th, not the 9th now, Reggie's saying. Okay. Thoughts on safety position this year? I don't know who's going to be playing safety. What's up, Riley? I don't know who's going to be playing safety. You know, it could be McCain, Rowe. They could take Byron Jones at some point, put him back there. Be all that stuff. I hate that he read my tag when he noticed. I hope you don't think I was against you. Just observation. You're the shit. I love a child. No, Jay. No, your response helped me notice that somebody thought I was in a bad mood, which I instantly was like, oh no, I'm not in a bad mood. So Jay, no, nothing towards you at all. I just wanted to clarify that because I don't want people to think I'm in a pissy mood or anything. Wayne with the $5 donation. I'm sick of mediocrity at the quarterback position. Tua is the right choice. Get over it. Fins up. Yes, and I 100% agree with Wayne there. You take the safe picks constantly, you're constantly going to be safe, right? Dolphins had 3 first-round picks. Yes, by taking Tua at 5 and not a top left tackle, we missed out on the top 4 left tackles in the draft. But to take Tua, there's such a high risk, high reward with that it's like it's so hard to pass it up. You know what I'm saying? So yes, he has his injury. Yes, Tua can potentially play 1 season and be done his NFL career. Or Tua can end up playing 14 years in the NFL and have a great season and win with the Dolphins. It can go either way. That's what we got in that 5th pick. You know what I'm saying? It's a flip of the coin, but it's a pick that, for me personally, the Dolphins had to make because it was just the rewards were too high to bypass. If you guys pick up what I'm putting down. That's the other thing. Christian has a great point. Jakeem Grant could be like Tua's Henry Ruggs. Christian, great point. And that's been talked about a lot. If Jakeem Grant can stay healthy and stay on the field and get his, it's mostly like his ankles and his Achilles and his legs, he can be, like Christian said, Tua's Henry Ruggs. It could be perfect. Absolutely perfect. Can you see the team making the throwback to the regular uniform when they're allowed to change permanently? They need to. It's every 5 years you can do that, and I think they did it about 2 years ago. So it all depends. They got to wait, I think, 2 or 3 years, which sucks. When they added like that orange to their numbers, and they added like a little razzmatazz to their stuff. That's when the last time they did it. So. What's up, Dwayne? How you doing, brother? Can you shout out my friend Goucher? I did that already, bud. I'm not going to do it more than once. You got one shout out. The Flores want Wirfs? I don't know, Nathan. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors about what the team wants and what the team doesn't want. So I don't know. Have ice cream on me. No for me. I think Tua will love Wilson. That's why I think Albert Wilson is still there. His contract costs nothing. It is $10 million, but they can just, hey, he's not working out. Get rid of him. Get $10 million back. Yes, Van Noy gonna change the culture. Van Noy was my favorite signing in free agency. I absolutely loved Kyle Van Noy's signing. Loved it. Shout out to law enforcement and health workers putting their lives on the line. Respect 100%, guys. 100%. My mother's a nurse. I have a lot of nurses in my families, and they're going through a lot right now. It's hard. It's absolutely hard. So yes, 100%. Why didn't we draft a wide receiver or running back? Because they were more focused on building the trenches and building a foundation. And also, we're pretty good at wide receivers. Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson, Preston Williams, Ford, Allen Hurns, Devontae Parker. You got about 6 wide receivers there. Running back, they got Matt Breda. I said Bat Maida. Dyslexia, ladies and gentlemen. Dyslexia. So they had a few. What's up, Jazzy Poo Show? I think Flores has already changed the culture. Yes, Vic, 100%. No, we don't have any other choice but to support, but picking him was a lot of a risk. Trust me, I don't want him to fail. Yeah. And that's how I feel about a lot of people, Richard. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people are like, oh, like you see the videos of like me and other people celebrating the Tua pick. There's probably a good amount of people like, no. But then at the end of the day, they're like, it's my quarterback. I should have said Van Noy is going to reinforce the culture. Draft a long snapper. Yikes. Yeah, Mike. I agree with Mike on that one. That 6th round pick, it's a 6th round pick. But I wouldn't have taken a long snapper there. Richard, rephrase that without like put F and then star. But he essentially said F the Buffalo crew. All the Dolphin fans need to go up to Buffalo is what Richard said. Again, to reiterate, I don't mind cursing. I would be cursing all the time. I would have cursing, but it just so happened that YouTube doesn't like it. And I don't feel like getting in trouble by YouTube. I think my Harley will look better orange. That's all I'm hearing is motorcycles today. 74 degrees in New Jersey, and that's all I'm hearing. Douglas with a $5 donation. Is this where the Charles Harris going away party happens? We have tacos. It sucks that Charles Harris didn't pan out. If you guys remember last offseason, I had him as my breakout with Brian Flores. I thought Brian Flores was going to take him and put him in the situation where he was going to thrive. But he just didn't. He just didn't. And it was time to move on. Taco, I'm hearing the reason he was moved on was his attitude. He didn't have a great attitude. And with Brian Flores, if you don't put 100%, if you don't give it your all, you're gone. And I'm hearing that's why Taco was released. 2 drafted quarterbacks are usually 50-50 anyway. Why not swing for the fences? Yep. The Yankee Finn. Oh, you're a Yankees fan? As long as you don't put seriously at the end, he won't take offense. I probably still wouldn't take offense, Richard. You could be like, Doc, I hate you. Seriously. And I'd be like, all right. I will say this. Regardless of how you guys might hate me. Some people do hate me. Some people do hate my sense of humor. That a lot of people, not a lot, but a good amount of people think I'm too positive and all that stuff. And it doesn't. If you guys are hanging out, you guys are hitting the thumbs up. You guys are supporting by subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, just commenting. I'm happy. You guys make me happy. I just want to let you guys know that. Mike, you're a Yankees fan too? Come on, man. Do I got any Mets fans in the chat? Do I got any Mets fans in the chat? Give me a LGM in the chat if you're a Mets fan. Let me get an LGM in the chat from my Met fans. Let me get an LGM in the chat. There we go. I got one. There we go. Let me see my Met fans in the chat. Let me show you guys what I got today. Check this out. This just came in maybe about like 20 minutes before I was going to go live. This just came in. Look at this. It's sexy. You ready? Just came in. Look at this. Look at this. Just came in. Authentic. Can you hear that? Just came in. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Mike Piazza. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. See, at least the Yankee fan can appreciate a good jersey, a nice jersey. Do the Mets still have a team? Yeah, man. Mets fan unsubscribed. Oh man, that's funny. Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, Mets, Braves, Lakers, but like the Mets. Okay. Seattle Super. Who you guys? Before I get out of here, we'll just have a chat. Are you guys watching The Last Dance? Who in here is watching The Last Dance? Absolutely can. To each his own. Yeah, 100%. But we like busting each other's balls, especially Yankees and Met fans. We like to bust each other's balls. Still got a yes, not me. If you guys haven't watched The Last Dance and you grew up in the 90s, I was born in 87. So I grew up in the 90s. And the reason I started to play basketball was because of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and stuff. If you guys grew up there in that time, I do recommend watching The Last Dance. It is so good. I didn't think I'd like it, but it's really good. Read my comment. The Miami Dolphins will win 3 Super Bowls within the next 10 years. From your mouth to God's ears. Is the greatest of all time. Yes. People want to say LeBron. No. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. Caesar, the Ozarks, great series. Are you done with it? Great series. I love the Ozarks. That's another thing I've been watching during the quarantine. Why didn't we pass on Tua and draft Jake Fromm? Because Tua's a better quarterback than Jake Fromm. Should Tua start if healthy? Will be okay. O-line really good, and he performed at training camp and preseason. I'd wait. I read it, Casey. I said from your mouth to God's ears, Casey. Marty from the Ozarks is my favorite. Yeah, 100%. You guys, that's another thing. Give you guys some things to watch during the quarantine. If you haven't checked out the Ozarks, great show. Great show. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I will say the finale of season 3, just brace yourself for that. Dude always got a plan. He does. Are you a Canes fan? Yeah, I root for the Canes. I'm a proud Mike is now Mike. Yeah, that's not true. I'm a proud bandwagon fan. I enjoy winners. And his son, I forgot his name. The 100 on Netflix, I like that too. I'll have to check that out. LeBron is behind Magic, Kareem, Bird, Kobe. I ain't been quarantined at all. I have, but I haven't. If that makes any sense. Doug, do you think Tua should wear 3 so him and Dwayne both wear 3? I don't know. Yeah, the 100 is solid. I'll have to check that out. Doug, what do you think about the Harris trade? I like it. This will be the last thing I talk about. We'll talk about the Harris trade. I have to check out the 100. All right, great one. You guys got me into it. I have to check out the 100. Charles Harris being traded, it just works, especially for a 7th. Yes, it was a bad pick. Yes, it was a bust up in the first round. Should not have been taken. And it doesn't help that Adam Gase forces. This is the thing about Charles Harris, and this is the thing about the draft picks from 2016 to 2018. Adam Gase loved to take players and force them to play in positions they weren't comfortable. So if a corner was better at man, he'll play him in zone. Charles Harris, he was more of a 3-4 outside linebacker. He had a hard time setting the edge, and he played more 3-4 outside linebacker in college. Adam Gase, you're going to play 3-4, a 4-3 defensive end, and that's where they get drafted. So yes, it was a bust. But to get a 7th round pick out of it is surprising to me because I didn't think anyone would want it. Aaron Prince with the $5 donation just got Howard and Zach Thomas jersey and a Jason Taylor signed helmet. What's your favorite collectible of the Fins? I have a right here. It's not really a collectible. That's Dan Marino's autograph. He was at the Columbus Parade a while back, maybe about 10, 15 years ago in New York City. I got his autograph there. This helmet is an authentic helmet. You could put it on. One of my favorites. I have this Lego stadium back here. It took me forever to build. It's the legit stadium. Got a bunch of things that I really like. One of you guys made me this, which is amazing. I love it. So options are keeping Harris and him terrible. I'm going to take one more question, and then I'm going to get out of here. All I want to see is the different stop the run cover zone. For crying out loud, cover the zone. Should have gone TJ Watt. A lot of people thought that. A lot of people passed up on TJ Watt. It's not only the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Recommend extraction. Check that out. We are going to the Super Bowl. Baby, fins up. Gronk smash Legos. Taco in Kansas City can't believe it. All right, but before I get out of here, I just want to thank you guys. I just want to tell you guys that it means a lot to me, especially to the new subscribers, to the guys who are new, the guys who subscribed during the draft period, all that stuff. I just want to tell you guys that it means a lot to me. The people that are probably watching this after the fact of the live stream, they're probably not getting to this point because it's about an hour and a half and no one's probably going to watch it to the end. But to the people in the live stream, this is for you guys. I just want to tell each and every one of you that I appreciate the heck out of you. And without each and every one of you guys, this channel, the stream, me, this merch, all this stuff would not be possible. I just want to tell you that. I don't know what's for lunch, Mike, but whatever you're having, I'm having too. So let me know. But I just want to say that I appreciate all you guys. To the people that hate me, to the people that think I'm annoying, to the people that think I'm too positive, to the people that love me, to the people that want to donate, to the mods, to the Patreons, to everybody. I appreciate every single one of you. And I just want to tell you guys from the bottom of my heart, without you guys, this channel would be nothing. I would be nothing. And you guys mean the world to me. And then last thing I want to say is the sky is the limit for this Miami Dolphins. I luckily got on ESPN saying that, but it is true. Sky's the limit for this team. 100%. They are finally doing things right where they're building through the trenches. They're starting from the bottom up. They got their quarterback. Hopefully, I'm very promising of him, but you never know with anybody. They got their quarterback. They're building the trenches on offense and defensive line. They're building this thing the right way. Hopefully there's a season, and hopefully we get to show what we have and keep growing. Just keep growing. But I will say this before I get out of here, guys. I love all you guys. That might sound mushy. You might be like, ugh, I don't even know you. But I love all you guys. And you guys mean the world to me. Stay safe out there. All right? Stay safe. Stay home. Wash your hands. Stay away from people until this whole thing is under control. I don't want any of you guys getting in serious sickness or anything. Please stay safe, all you guys. Love all you guys. I will see you guys Monday. I'm going to give you guys my first depth chart for the Miami Dolphins after the draft and free agency. But other than that, like usual, like I said, you guys, I'm going to allow that one. Drew Bruce says, watch your ass. Oh, that one got me. That was good. But I'll see you guys Monday. And like I said, every other Saturday I'll be live streaming, so we'll be able to talk. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for staying on for so long. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.